You know what I just realized? The only time I hear about AAA games nowadays is either when they have a launch where the game just doesn't work and the company has to make an apology for it, or when it's about some trivial social issue that 10 years ago no one would even care or even laugh at the fact that it's happening. But I never hear about a AAA game because it's good, because it has some gameplay mechanics, because it's fun, because a new or interesting champion has been released. I never hear about that at all. For the last couple of months, nay, years, the only time I hear about a AAA game is when they decide to do some social activism or, like something that has little to nothing to do with gaming. And apparently now, Blizzard has decided to remove a police car from a map because gamers were complaining. So I want you to understand, if gamers complain that the character creation system has erased women and it's now body type A and body type B, even though body type B has a bra but body type A has a naked chest, if gamers complain about that, no one cares. In fact, there is a person at Blizzard using an official account mocking the customer, making fun of the customer for doing that. If people complain that the character editor is just incapable of making realistic women because they are incredibly ugly with like broad shoulders, masculine jawlines, just little breasts and all of that, you literally, like, if I try to use their character editor to make a woman that's like my wife, it is impossible. Absolutely impossible. People complain about that, they're mocked and ridiculed. The only thing people aren't mocked and ridiculed is if you complain that there is a police car. I think Blizzard doesn't like police officers, they did get investigated for a lot of sexual accusations. So it makes sense that they don't like the cops. I think there is a connection to be had there. Apparently the first Overwatch Pride 2 event was a bit of a miss. Again, we're talking about a company that lied to people about that the game is going to have PvE. Right? So, the actual selling feature, like the actual thing why people would pay money for a product, that's not the conversation anymore. That's not even in the conversation. The thing is like doing something that every other company does, but for some reason they left the cop car over there, and we know that for some reason LGBT and police don't mix. Like what? You can't have like police officers that are part of the LGBT community? How does it work? Like if I take a transgender person and I give them a job as a police officer, did they stop being a transgender person? Part of the event includes redesigned versions of maps to feature bright pride imagery with flags on crosswalks. You know what would have been nice though? Instead of redesigning maps, making a PvE. No crops at Pride based, remarked another user, happy with the decision. Yeah, see, it's kind of funny because like this is an American mindset and it's bewildering for me as a Romanian because I saw videos and footages from America. Like usually you have like these anti-cop activists which have successfully raised the crime rate to astonishing levels, but like sometimes there's a crime that's committed there. Like I remember it was like a couple of years ago, this guy with the chainsaw comes out, right? And there were like people who were chanting like anti-cop slogans, and immediately they see the guy with the chainsaw, help, police, 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 and I'm like, okay, but like, didn't you want the world without cops? No, because I can understand the sentiment. If I saw a guy with the chainsaw, I would call for the cops as well. Luckily, the guy didn't attack anyone, but I guess like he did prove a point, which is interesting, right? It's fascinating. So, especially in America, like you're not allowed, like the left doesn't want people to have guns. But for some reason in Overwatch, you do have guns, right? Like the anti-gun activists aren't there, but the anti-cop activists are. I guess like it would make sense, right? In Overwatch for police to not exist. Like what are they going to do to D.Va? What are they going to do to Winston? Is that racist to ask? But the question is, if you don't want people to have guns, you don't want people to have police, why even have a government at that point? Why even have AOC being paid money? Because like, if you don't have people to enforce the laws, then you do not need the courts and the judges. And if you do not need the courts and the judges, then you do not need the politicians either. Like, what is Biden even doing? There's no purpose for him, right? Or maybe you want to use the military on the streets to enforce justice. Like, someone needs to enforce the laws, because otherwise the law shouldn't exist. So, do you want soldiers on the street? I mean, that would be very progressive, wouldn't it? Holy shit. That would be incredibly progressive if you put soldiers on the street. So apparently they should also remove the group of super cops that call themselves Overwatch, a fan mocked. That is a good point. You know, like the the whole purpose of Overwatch is that they are super cops. God. Others felt that the developers were making a political statement and threatened to boycott the game over it. Oh, shut the fuck up. Dude, any person that still plays Overwatch or Blizzard games after all this time are hopelessly lost. They will not boycott anything. Alright, I might actually quit Overwatch. If they So, like, you didn't quit after they decided to shaft you with the PvE, right? After they decided to charge you money for a game that I can't even call an expansion pack. It's literally a patch, isn't it? Right? So they shaft you with that, and you're still playing, and you want me to believe that this is where you draw the line? This is hardly the first controversy associated with Overwatch 2 Pride events. Some fans have taken issue with the fact that they won't be available in certain countries due to laws placed that prohibited LGBT content. Yeah, I guess they pay their homophobia tax, right? That's literally how it works. Like, you can be homophobic and you can get banned from Blizzard, but the nation can't be homophobic because, you know, the Blizzard needs their taxpayers' money. Fascinating, isn't it? I mean, if Blizzard actually cared about the LGBT people, they would be like, no, you know, as a principle, we're not going to do business with this country. And by the way, I find it very interesting because some progressive corporations have decided to ban certain states in America. If I'm remembering correctly, X-Hamster decided to ban an entire state because of some, I think it was LGBT laws or something like that, or abortion laws or something, whatever the fuck, you know. But like that, there have been cases where companies have boycotted entire countries, well, states, but it was like American states, right? They do not boycott China, they do not boycott the Middle East, they just boycott like American. I find this to be astonishingly interesting. Overwatch 2 players slam underwhelming Pride event. This is sad. Again, the Overwatch 2 players have very interesting priorities. Blizzard's hero shooter Overwatch 2 has quite a rough time recently with the partial cancellation of PvE mode. Yeah, you think like this is the only thing they would care about? It's like, dude, you promised me PvE mode. I bought loot boxes. I played the game in the hopes that at one point you're going to release this content. Oh, and now you lied. You know, like maybe I'm going to stop playing, but no. It's like, you know, maybe they just wanted to play for the rainbow color thing. By the way, if you shoot this or if you leave tire marks on this, do you get banned from the game? Because like there was an event I remember a couple of years ago where they made the sidewalk rainbow and a car left tire marks, skid marks, and it's like, oh, hate crime. And I'm thinking like, dude, it's a road. Now that there's skid marks on the road, like, isn't this normal? Apparently not. Apparently Samito have quit the game temporarily, moving on to greener pastures. Yeah, I mean, dude, if you're going to want some content from Blizzard, don't hold your breath, you know? Like, literally don't hold your breath. All they care about is social issues at this point. They should run for politics. I would vote Blizzard for president. The corporation, I mean. The entire corporation should just run for politics, because they're very political on these issues. You know, so I would vote for them. But I need to see their name on the ballot. And I would probably gain American citizenship. I need to win the lottery, right? Is that how it works? I need to win the lottery, or maybe I can marry an American man. I have to either divorce my wife first, and then marry an American man so I can get the right to vote, or convert to Islam. And then I can marry, so I can get American citizenship. It's very important. So I can vote for Blizzard, the corporation. I support. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.